Hi, I'm Dr. Shay Corbin, and we're talking about balance exercises. Balance is critical for spine care patients. Cervical spine, lumbar spine, all of our muscles have what's called proprioception, and that is our ability to know where we are in space. So if I'm standing on one leg, my body's making a bunch of different corrections constantly to keep me from falling. And so we need to work at this, especially as we age, it's gonna become a problem. When we were kids, what did we do all the time? We were walking on things and we were balancing and we were doing all that stuff. But as we become adults and have injuries and all that from sports and quit playing, we lose that ability to practice that, or at least we stop practicing, and we don't really lose the ability, we just stop. So we're gonna go through some of the exercises for that. So right now we're gonna start with just a bilateral stance on an unstable surface. And so all that means is both legs standing still, and we're gonna see how we do with that on a surface that's a little unstable. So we have some little P&F pads, but you can take like your regular bath towels and fold them up until they're really tall and about that narrow, and you can stand on them and it makes them wobbly. So go ahead, Brittany, and stand on that. And so we're just gonna stand here. We're gonna stand up. We always wanna look ahead because everything we do out here. We don't walk around like this looking at our feet. We always walk around scanning the perimeter and stuff. So we wanna continue to do that when we exercise or do balance work. So that's very easy. This is a really basic one. You'll find it quite easy as well. Next is standing on one leg. So step off just right up front here. And then, so we're gonna stand on one leg. It's best to do something like that near a wall. I like doorways because you can get in a doorway. That way, if you fall back, you hit the doorway. If you fall forward, you can catch yourself. But go ahead and step one more forward right there. And so just pick up one leg and we're just gonna hold it. And so if you've had ankle injuries or other injuries, you're gonna find one leg is much more unstable than the other. And we don't touch there. We make sure that's even. And she's got great balance. And so we want to do that. So the goal is 60 seconds here, okay, guys? So we do 60 seconds on each leg, and then we're gonna switch legs. So switch legs for me. I know it hadn't been quite 60 seconds. You find your right side a little more unstable than your left, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I could see it as soon as she stood up, she had to catch herself from wobbling, and that's pretty typical. Even though you may be right-hand dominant or something, it's often that same side because you've had more injuries there as a kid or whatever. So the next exercise we're gonna do is we're gonna do a single leg on an unstable surface. And again, you can use your towel, these P&F pads, they're just foam pads, whatever. So we're gonna stand on one, and then we're gonna raise up that leg. And you see that leg moving and wobbling, and I'm just gonna hold in case she falls. And it's always good to be somewhere where you can grab onto something or have your friend help you or something. And see, it calmed down really fast. That leg really got stable. This is gonna change for you. The first time people do it, it's really crazy and all that stuff. And then about the third or fourth time, they're going, oh wow, yeah, I can do that really good now. So this comes back really fast. Okay, switch legs for me. And again, 60 seconds is the goal. 3 times, look, see, she cheated. And, but that's okay, you can cheat, don't fall. And so you can see that leg really struggling, and now it's finally calming down. That's what you're gonna experience as well. So then that's bilateral stance on an unstable surface, single leg stance on a stable surface, single leg stance on an unstable surface. Now we're gonna do something that's tandem. And so, Brittany, come on back here, just a little bit right in front of me, and come on back a little bit so they can see your feet. And so we're gonna put the feet in front of each other. So like one foot in front of the other, heel to toe, that's tandem. And so then we're just gonna stand there and we're gonna hold that position for a little bit. And it's gonna be really easy on stable ground. But when we do this, go ahead, we're gonna make it a little bit less easy. So put your feet together. There we go. The closer the stance, the harder it is. So if it's pretty difficult, you can extend that foot out forward, and that makes it a little bit easier for us. Okay, guys? Then you can also do the walk that she was trying to do, one foot in front of the other, and you could keep doing that. The next, we all have seen these little Bosu balls. They're these little half balls we have here. Great tool to have around your place. We use them for so many different things. We're gonna do, first of all, you start with 2 legs stance. So Brittany, come on up here. And you always wanna have something to hold on to get on, because the ball does wobble a lot. And then you wanna just stand. And the goal is to be nice and flat. Keep that surface good and flat. And we want to be able to do this for 60 seconds. The next thing we're going to do is a single leg. And the trick with the single leg, don't move yet for me, but there's this little hole, this fill hole right here where you put air in it. And you want to take your foot, and that little section right there on the arch of your foot, so right above the arch of your foot is really the center section of your foot. So it's right here. We don't want to put that hole here. We want to put it right about there. And as we do that, that will balance the ball out really good for you. So Brittany, go ahead and hold my hand and then go ahead and try that. And then this is much more difficult. As you can see, the ball wobbles a bit. Yep, you can touch. It is okay to touch. Falling is not acceptable. And so based on how many times you touch is kind of your goal of how good you're doing or how well you're doing. 1 or 2 touches in 60 seconds is pretty good. No touches is perfect. 5 or 6 means you really need to work on this. And you see how the ball really kind of balanced out for her again. She still had to make a touch, but it just takes a little bit of getting used to. And so then now Brittany, step off the ball, and then we're going to step back on with the other foot from behind. And if you position your foot just right, it makes it just a little easier. And then you have help, and you come up and see that right foot's not happy. And so we're going to just kind of hold her here. And again, 30 to 60 seconds is the goal. Yep, it's okay to touch. I got you. There you go. And we want to keep going with that. And you see that shaking is normal. It's good to see that. And you can see it calming down already as she does this. And then go ahead and hop off now for me. So I'm going to show you a little advancement to this. And so foot goes right here in that middle spot. You come on up and let me get my balance for just a second. And then you can bend that knee slightly. And as you bend that knee and hold it, that really activates the quads and that glute. And you really can get a real strong quad glute workout from that. And then it also is working on your balance. And then, Brittany, throw me that ball. And then get in front of me and do it so I can see it coming. See how much harder it is? So you can distract yourself by throwing a ball to somebody, and or you can throw it to yourself, and it makes it much harder. You see all the wobble that comes along with that? And so these are different ways of advancing the Bosu ball stretches. You notice I'm using my leg to balance me, to stop me from losing control here, okay? And then, so we started with bilateral on the Bosu ball, then we went to single leg, and then a single leg knee bend. Now we're gonna do a really great exercise that I love called a Bosu squat. You want me to do this one, or you got this one? Excellent. So this is a Bosu squat. We do this with both legs. You can eventually have weights in your hands. We do that for our athletes. And so first we catch our balance, get our orientation for just a few seconds. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly go down to about a count of 5, heel to butt, and then come back up nice and slow again. Go ahead and do that again. Slow all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Okay, come on up, heel to butt. All right, let's do that again. Go down. Good. That's where that shaking's coming in. Look at that. All right, go ahead and come on. We'll slow it down just a little bit more. Come up, and then we're gonna go down for 5 seconds. Go down slow, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then come on up, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see the burn when you really slow it down? So slowing that exercise down, and you can go ahead and step off, will really help advance that exercise. And then adding 5, 10-pound weights and getting that, and the lower you go, the better off you're gonna be, really helps with that stability.